water, earth, fire, air. Long ago, the four nations lived together in harmony. Then, everything changed when the Fire Nation attacked. Only the Avatar, master of all four elements, could stop them. But when the world needed him most, he vanished. 100 years passed and my brother and I discovered the new Avatar, an airbender named Aang. And although his airbending skills are great, he has a lot to learn before he's ready to save anyone. But I believe Aang can save the world.
A tough, belligerent young girl was determined to assert her independence, become the world's greatest earthbender, and overthrow an evil dictator in the process. Toph Beifong was born completely blind into a very wealthy family who treated her like a delicate little doll because of her disability, keeping her existence a secret from the rest of the world and stopping her from learning earthbending. But that doesn't stop Toph. She learns to sense the vibrations in the earth, giving herself a different kind of sight. She teaches herself how to become an earthbending master while keeping her ability secret from her family. When her parents learned about this and confine her further, Toph escapes and accompanies Aang and his friends as Aang's earthbending instructor, becoming an official member of Team Avatar. However, at the end, her family locked her in a metal box, the prison of her parents' house, and the jail of their controlling affection. Still, Toph was able to do something that only the greatest earthbender in the world can do. She finds the impurities in the metal box and physically pries it apart. She finds herself in a seemingly impossible situation, so she does the impossible to get out of it. Ultimately, Toph Beifong is a character who finds empowerment in disempowerment, turning perceived weaknesses into real strengths. She wants to prove herself by becoming the best earthbender in the world, to live life on her own terms, as well as stopping the evil Fire Lord. A young girl determined to bring down a conquering empire, become a master of her craft, and protect her friends and family. Katara is a 14-year-old waterbending master, born in the southern water tribe to Chief Akoda and his wife. During her childhood, she was the only waterbender living in the South Pole. At first, she lived a peaceful life with her family, until she lost her mother in the Fire Nation raid. As a teenager, she and her brother discovered the young air nomad Avatar Aang, who had been frozen for 100 years. In need of a waterbending master, the siblings and Aang left the South Pole on a journey toward the Northern Water Tribe. Initially, Katara's waterbending abilities were limited because there was no one to teach her at the South Pole. However, after acquiring a waterbending scroll and formal training at the North Pole, her determination and hard work allowed her to surpass Aang and completely master the element. Katara's assistance helped Aang halt the Fire Nation's ambitions of world domination, ending the century-long war and finally restoring balance to the world. One part of the series includes a battle in the Earth Kingdom between Aang and some members of the Fire Nation. During this battle, Aang is injured by an enemy's lightning, whereupon Katara takes him to safety and eventually heals him. Katara is also able to manipulate the fluids inside a human body, making it move in any manner she desires. She then used it on a man who was responsible for killing her mother. However, she decided not to kill the man and to take her revenge. Katara might be on a difficult and dangerous path, but it is a path she chose to walk. If she wanted to, she could just go back home at a moment's notice. However, she chooses to fight it anyway, even though it can mean putting herself in danger. She wants to help the Avatar stop the Fire Nation from conquering the world and rebuild her village in the South Pole. Morally and emotionally driven, she developed a great sense of justice and compassion for others, becoming fiercely protective of those in need. An evil banished prince, cursed to chase the Avatar forever, and in a mission to restore his honor and right to the throne. But as it turns out, he begins a path to redemption, becoming a hero in his own right. Zuko is a firebending master, born as a prince in the Fire Nation royal family. He has a semi-happy life and has a hard and determined personality. Zuko's first goal is to find the Avatar. He manages to capture him, but Aang gets away every time. During his journey, Zuko is conflicted. He starts to question why he wants his honor back so badly. By the end of the series, he lives with regret for his decisions. When Zuko finally does some soul searching, he realizes that his destiny is to help the Avatar, not hurt him. He confronts his father and tells him that he will be joining the Avatar from now on. Zuko finally realizes all the lessons his uncle has taught him and begins a path to redemption. Although Team Avatar initially rejects him, Aang and his companions grow to accept Zuko as a member of the group after he proves his allegiance. During the final battle, Zuko places himself in the path of a lightning bolt aimed at Katara, which leaves him wounded and immobile. Katara then defeats the enemy and heals Zuko. Zuko is such a compelling character to many because his struggles are the toughest and his flaws are the most debilitating. But in face of all these hardships, he persists and in the end overcomes the challenges life has put before him. A simple kid with a huge responsibility to restore world order and harmony as the Avatar, master of the 4 elements. Before learning that he was the Avatar, Aang is a 12-year-old airbending boy who lives a simple life in the Southern Air Temple with his friends and the monks who teach them. Because of the increasing hostility from the Fire Lord, Aang learned that he was the Avatar at a very early age. He fearfully runs away from the Air Temple because Aang doesn't want to have that responsibility. Aang's call to adventure is when he was found frozen in ice 100 years after the war has started, and they tell him that he is the one who has to save the world. Aang is tested in every episode on what is right and wrong, good and evil, and if violence is the answer. Aang is against violence and believes that all life is sacred. He went on his journey to mastering water, earth, and firebending. 100 years ago, the Fire Nation incited a war of conquest against the other 3 nations. Fire Nation armies wiped out the air nomads and began to systematically destroy the Southern Water Tribe as well. The Northern Water Tribe forsook its southern counterpart and retreated behind their icy walls. The Earth Nation has resisted the Fire Nation for decades, but lately, the war hasn't been going their way. And now, it is Aang's duty to restore world peace and harmony, for he is the Avatar. He discovered the power of energy bending, and with it, he stripped the Fire Lord Ozai of his power instead of killing him. This way, he is still merciful because he never takes his life, but he still prevents him from causing further harm. Aang forges his own path with knowledge from his mentors, always acting out of benevolence rather than arrogance. Through this, he is always able to look at the world through a clear light, take lessons from his sins and struggles, and always be able to keep internal balance in situations where the rest of the world is struggling too.
We are Avatar.